Hi friend, I'm Anna Helman and I'm so glad you're here today. You know those things you have in your craft room that cost like $5 and you couldn't live without them? I have one of those that I want to share with you today. If you watch my videos, you see me use it all the time, but I want to make one video where I share all the ways that I can think of to use this little tool. We're going to cover, I think, at least 12 different ways to use it. While we're doing that, we're going to make a beautiful card. It's a card that has a removable bookmark inside. I think a lot of you may want to try that out too, making this beautiful card. Let's get started. So here's the tool we're going to talk about while we're making this lovely card today. It's called the Take Your Pick tool. I have several attachments here. They're optional, but I want to just give you a quick rundown on what it is, what it comes including, and I'm going to show you lots of ways to use it. So when it comes, it has two tips. One is a putty tip. This little piece, you can turn this and it will come out. It's sticky. It is awesome for picking up sequins, small pieces of paper, gems, all kinds of things. It has an other end right here. I have a piercing tip. This piece twists and comes out. I have a spatula tool here on this end now. And this piece, again, comes out and you can insert it with either the large or the small stylus for scoring, for lots of other things. So this is the way the tool comes. Now, these putty tips last a long time, but after you use them for quite a while, they're not really sticky anymore, so you have to break that piece off and you need to screw it a little bit tighter, and then a little bit more comes out. Eventually, that putty tip will run out. So you can purchase refill putty tips right here. You can purchase the die brush replacement. This is several attachments that come in a set as well. The pick tip, the craft utility blade, and then a rotary perforating tip. So let's look at a ton of ways to use this amazing tool. So I'll share with you first, the card we're going to make is made with this Coneflower Celebrations set. It is really cool set, and I'm using it with one of my absolute favorite paper packs of all time because I love purple. Does anybody else love purple? Here's just a few of those prints in that pack. It is called Perennial Lavender, and you're gonna love it. So let's get started. The first thing I want to do is show you how to create the base of the card. I told you this is going to have a removable bookmark. So here is how we're going to make that happen. This piece measures 5.5 inches tall by 10.5 inches wide. I scored it at 4.25 inches. And now we need to, we're going to use one of the tips at the 2-inch mark. So it's 10. So I do not want to cut with my blade. What I want to do is bring in with my rotary perforating tip. So this comes in that set of 3. It has the screw tip on it, and I can screw it into the end here. Now, what you often don't see in my videos is that I have like a collection of these laying around with different tips so that I can just grab the one I want and not have to flip it out. That's kind of a handy tip if you love this thing as much as I do. I keep several around so I don't have to switch them out as much. So we're going to use this blade. When I pull this down, it exposes the blade up top. Here it's protected so that I won't cut myself. I'm going to pull this down and insert it into the groove, the cutting groove on my trimmer. This is the way I like to use it. And just roll this along to perforate the cardstock. So this is going to be the removable portion, the bookmark that is removable after the recipient opens the card. So we're going to set this aside and we are going to do some die cutting. There are quite a lot of ways to use this tool when you are die cutting. So that's what we're doing here. I stamped a couple images I want to die cut out, but what I wanted to do first is I'm going to turn this into a piece of adhesive, basically like a sticker. So if you ever have problems getting paper backing off of stickers or adhesive. The paper part here is a quick little tool. Uh, these are called adhesive sheets. I really like to use them to, if I'm going to have detailed die cuts, because I don't have to worry about how I'm going to adhere it that way. So this is a big piece of adhesive with paper backing on the back. I'm just going to place it down here in the center. We will do our die cutting like normal, and then you'll see in a little bit how these work. So I want to line up my dies with where I stamp the images. We can do this. If you are interested, the easiest way to get your dies lined up and keep them in place and not jumping around is when you can keep your die cutting plates flat and not from being warped. I have a tutorial coming up with my best tips on die cutting all in one video. You're going to want to see it. So if you have not already subscribed, please subscribe now. Of course, you can always put tape on to hold these in place if you need to. I find that with my flat plates, I typically don't have to. So we will remove these now. I want to show you an example of if you have detailed die cuts to get the pieces poked out of there. We have several uses for this tool, so let's look at those. So here I have some of the more detailed leaf dies that come with this set. And you may find yourself when you have pieces with little areas to poke out that you are doing it with a piercing tool. We do a lot of this, right? Let me get this pulled out here. So we do a lot of this. We're poking these pieces. It takes a lot of time, right? And it can be frustrating sometimes. So the piercing tip is great for that if that's what you need to do. But we actually have an even better option, which is this die brush insert. You remove the putty tip. You can screw this one in. And for a lot of you that have this, I hear that you have been using it incorrectly. So what you do, you don't have to have the extra paper around the outside, but you need to have your die cut laying on top, the die laying on top of your die cut. And then you're going to give this a really good roll several times, and it should pop right out of there with those pieces. So great tip. I love this die brush. It saves a lot of time. If you're doing cutting with an electronic cutter with an adhesive mat like a Cricut or another electronic die cutter, this pig tip is one that can be extremely helpful, right? So to use this, you remove this end, it just slides into place, if I line it up correctly right here, and then you twist to lock it. Okay, to unlock it, you twist, remove, same thing to lock it. So this is great for that. We also have another finer piercing tip here. Another one that is great for die cutting is the putty tip on the end. Haven't talked about this too much yet, but you just twist very slightly to dispense some of this out. Then, like I said, when it's not sticky anymore, you break that off and dispense just a little bit more. So you unscrew this to insert some of the other ones like the rotary perforating blade and the die brush. But for the putty tip, it is very helpful. I don't have any very small, tiny die cuts here. Well, I have the pieces that came out of this. So when you need to pick up tiny die cuts, little tiny pieces that you don't really know how to pick up, this is so helpful. So another way to use this tool that is great for die cutting. Now, let's move on. We're going to talk about some other ways to use it, and I want to share a little bit about how I use it for scoring. So, your scoring board may have come with a scoring tool. It may not have come with a scoring tool. At times I use a bone folder, but I do really like to use the stylus that comes with this. Like I said, it has two different sides. If I flip this out, it's going to have a bigger one. So I like to do scoring for decorative reasons on cards. in addition to doing it, you know, just to fold my card bases or make treat boxes. I like to do it just because it's pretty. So let's do a little bit of scoring right here. I am going to do one score line on each edge, very close to the edge. So this is going to be about 1/8 of an inch from the end. So I'm doing this all around. And we'll hold this up. Can you see those score lines? I've done a tutorial on doing decorative scoring. I will link to this in the video description below. It was a fantastic tutorial. I got great reviews, but you can do some really beautiful things just with score lines on your projects, even with just plain cardstock. So we'll link you to that. So that's a fun way to use it. Now I'll show another way to use this stylus tip. Here's my piercing mat that gets used for all kinds of things. All kinds of things. And here is a die cut that I have created that we are going to be using on this card. We're going to be creating a beautiful purple cone flower, as you can see. And something you can do with this tip is to actually do some hand embossing. So you can take a punch or a die cut or some designer paper with a certain pattern on it, and by laying it onto a soft foam pad and pressing in certain areas with a certain pattern, certain lines, you are going to start to create some hand embossing. And this can be a little bit hard to appreciate on camera, but it is giving texture to my paper. And I can either create lines that raise up by pressing pretty hard and just going in a straight line, or if you want like a whole petal to pop up, what I like to do for that is to use a circular motion. So I'm applying pressure, of course, use a circular motion and just go over that area once or twice. And that is going to raise up that whole area. So you might be able to tell that I'm getting a little bit of texture there. I know it's hard to tell on camera, but that's another thing you can try with this as well. Okay, let's start to assemble our card. And this is going to be the inside. I'll go ahead and place my white mat for the inside here. This is going to be our bookmark, like I said. So what I want to do here is I am going to use one of these punches. This is a cute little punch set I really like for making like tags and holes for various purposes. Can you see them? These are the shapes that they are. It's called the Hole Punch Assortment Tag Set, or Punch Set. So I am going to use this one. It's a favorite. I want to punch a hole in the top, but I need to attach my decorations first before I do. I am keeping the decoration for this very simple. Okay, now I'm going to insert this here, give it a good punch. And we are ready to attach. I'm going to decorate this with ribbon. Tie this together with a little bow of linen thread. This is such a cute way to add ribbon on top of a tag or bookmark like this. You can create cute little tags like this just as decoration to add on your card fronts if you want to. So we have, if you want to, you can add more decoration to bookmark, of course. This is the base of the card, and then you do just want to be gentle when you're folding that. Certain papers can actually tear when you perforate them with that scoring blade. So you just have to play around with different papers and see what works best. But it works really great on our cardstock. Okay, let's go ahead and attach the front together. So we'll put our scored piece on top of a piece of white cardstock. We'll attach this to the card itself. And oops, I stuck it down in the wrong spot. Does that ever happen? Oh, just, gosh, that's so frustrating when it happens, right? So, of course, I did that on purpose. I'm pretending like I did it on purpose. Did I do it on purpose? Right. So anyway, this is a reason I really like to use a spatula tip. Use this in lots of different ways as well. It can be great for getting pieces off of adhesive, like die cuts and things off of adhesive mats. But when you stick your piece in the wrong spot and it doesn't want to come up and you're afraid you're going to tear your paper, or at minimum you're going to bend your paper and it isn't going to look nice anymore, this spatula tip is a lifesaver. You can get under there, pry it up, and put it back in the right spot where it goes. Okay? I want to show you the knife tip that you can use with this. So what I do anytime I'm using the knife is I'll use like a piece of chipboard or something. You may have a self-healing mat underneath that you can use. But sometimes I'll use this most often if I want to cut something in particular out of a piece of designer paper. So oftentimes when I would use this would be, for example, if I want to remove something from the paper and actually leave a hole there, or maybe I want to create an opening that I'm going to weave some paper through. Kind of a variety of reasons, but what I want to show you here is we are going to cut this butterfly out and it is going to leave an opening there. So what we could do is pop up, one thing I really like to do on designs often that I've stamped is to punch or die cut out die cut that out and then pop it up exactly where it had been. So that would be kind of a fun way to use this, but since I am using it on the same card, we're just going to use this butterfly on the card that we're making, and then this is going to be left over for another project. So I could put that onto some purple cardstock or, even white, anything, but that's going to leave a fun little butterfly cut out there. So we are ready to assemble our card. And what I want to show you next is how I love to use these tools with, I say these because I have several, right, in my collection. Got my piercing tip ready. I love to use this tool with my dimensionals. So due to the wonders of video, I have this ready here. I'm going to bring this ready. I wanted to bring this in. I wanted to show you real quick. So when you have die cuts, anything you have a hard time picking up and flipping over, like I put glue on this piece and I need to pick it up and I don't want to get my fingers all sticky. And so this putty tip is just fantastic for picking up and handling all kinds of small pieces or pieces that have adhesive on them. Put a bit of glue on this and finish assembling it. And I'll tell you a little bit about this die cut. So the die, here's several of the dies. So this one, it actually cuts a double that you can fold in half, which would be super cute for making like a tag. You can use it in a lot of different ways. So what I did with it, when you fold it down, it is going to be the same, the edges are going to line up. So trying to show you this while my glue dries. You can see probably that for the way I'm using it, the bottom layer sticks out farther. It's lower than this one. So what I did was where the fold was supposed to be, I folded it down just a touch more. And then because I put this beautiful foil piece on top that I die cut out separately, you can't tell that I had folded that down a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to leave this like this. I really like the open, the extra texture that's getting from the hand embossing that I did and just from not being attached. So we are going to attach this. We are going to use some foam dimensionals. I mean, who doesn't love foam dimensionals? These things are fantastic. And, you know, sometimes I have great ideas and then I forget. So I put this adhesive sheets on the backs of these because I thought I was going to attach them with the adhesive sheets. But this is just wanted to show you this again. When you have a hard time getting that paper backing off, the piercing tip is great for separating that and getting your stickers on your projects. But the other thing that I am wanting to show you, so speaking of paper backing, you can press and lift, and then when you lift up to remove that, you can remove that paper backing from here. So I'll show you this a couple more times. We will get this done. When you press and lift on your dimensionals, whichever dimensional is the most exposed is going to be the easiest one to lift up. So this is the one sticking out right now, and I am going to press and lift on that one. Press a little bit, lift, as you may practice a little bit, you'll get the hang of it over time. But then when you raise back up, and I'll show you this again on this one, when you raise up here, you want to raise up a little bit and then just kind of lift and push a little bit, and that will catch that paper backing and you can remove it that way as well. So we'll do this once more with this one right here. And then after I get several of these on the tip, they kind of get in the way, so I'll remove those. And I do want to put a couple on the backs of my greeting tag. I believe we are ready to finish this off and put it together. So I also created this beautiful die. I love this die from the set, and I did put the adhesive backing on it so I can press and remove that really easily. Put this across the bottom here. I just love anything with foil or a little bit of sparkle, just adds so much to your projects. So we'll put this over top. Give that a good press. Here's the greeting I created. I love that the stamp set has some belated greetings in it. Happy belated birthday. I'm sorry I missed your special day. Let's extend the celebration. This is kind of fun. I love that I've known you for so many birthdays. But anyway, just kind of, there are some also that are not for belated, but we'll press that down and we're almost done, but not quite. If I wanted to attach this a little more, and I think I may after we're done here, I may put a few dimensionals inside there just to give that texture, but hold it in place a little bit better. Last but not least, I told you I like to use this tool for gems, sequins, anything of the sort. So here we're going to do both, and let's prepare for our sequins first for any kind of loose embellishment. So if we're going to attach them that way, we need some adhesive on them, correct? So I usually just put some little glue dots on my card project. We will want to attach our butterfly, so I don't forget that. I'll bring it in. Put some little glue dots on here, and then I usually let them dry for a few minutes. So Let's let them start to dry while we apply some of these gems that already have the adhesive on the back. So I'll bring in my tool with the putty tip. This is my favorite. It works amazingly well. So you can just press and lift. I'll show you that again. So just push on it and that putty tip is going to pick it up. Make it easy to put wherever I want. Are you ever indecisive about where to put things? If so, this gives you quite a few chances to look and see, like, well, do I like it here? Do I want it up here? Where do I want it? And then once you decide, you can actually put it where you want it. Let that glue for the sequins dry just a touch longer while I put a little bit of here we go, my mini dimensionals. If you don't know, we do have mini dimensionals as well. Pretty fantastic. So I'll pop this little butterfly up here. And now let's do our sequins. So if you get frustrated with sequins with small embellishments, this is just a lifesaver. So, and I didn't press very hard. I press very lightly with these because I want them, when I put them in the glue, I want them to come back off and not stay stuck to my tip. Does that make sense? A lot of times I let the glue dry until it's pretty sticky so I can just push it right down and it's sticky enough that it holds and I don't have to worry about it. Now, let's say you are trying to apply a sequin and it doesn't want to come off of your putty tip. It is staying stuck to the tip. I just had this thought a little while ago. You wouldn't have to have another tool. You could use a pencil or anything else hanging around your craft room, but another little tool can help to get that off of the tip if it doesn't want to come unattached, if it's trying to stay where it's at. So we'll put a few more of these on. This one will want to come off. It wants to stay. And we will admire our beautiful finished cards. So we're almost done. I hope you'll stick around for a chat here in a minute. And we can see how this beautiful card came together. So I really like this design with the removable bookmark in the inside. So let's take a look. Here you can see the sequins and the gems and those pretty foils and all the detail on this beautiful card. We open it up and you could put your decoration for your bookmark here if you wanted to. I debated which way to do it. I decided to go ahead and put it here where they'll see their greeting and everything, and then you can put a little note that they can remove it, or I would imagine you can see the perforation, so I imagine people will figure out that they can tear that out. So hope you enjoyed this card and seeing all those fun ways to use the Take Your Pick tool. So sometimes in life, someone will ask me how I manage everything, how I do everything that I do. We have a few things going on around here between Farmer Matt and myself. We have 4 businesses. We each have 2. I have the house that I turned into the craft retreat where I used to live. If you want a fun place to go, look up windmilllanefarm.com. So I do that. I have this. We have the farm. And my husband has a small trucking company. Just normally two drivers and a few other assorted help people coming in here and there. But anyway, we've got 4 kids, 3 of them still living here. I garden and can. This is a busy time of year. The kids are really involved in 4-H. Uh, you know, at times it may seem like I do a lot of things. How do I manage them? So, one, I've just learned to be really efficient with my time. I don't think I waste much time. I know a lot of people do a lot of like, where did my time go? Like I don't really I don't watch TV unless I'm hanging out with the family. I don't really I don't look at social media unless I'm trying to reply to comments. And I don't do that as often as I should, I know. Um, but one of the things I do to help in summertime is I pre-record videos typically before school is out. There I'm letting out one of my secrets, but it's really important to me. One, it is really hard to make videos when people are home interrupting me and distracting me, and I want to be hanging out with them, and you know. So anyway, I pre-record a lot of my videos, and that makes things easier in the summertime. So that's one of the things that really helps me is doing things in big batches. So if I can make a group of videos and that then I have, a little days that I can be doing other things, especially in the summertime when we have like 500 4-H projects to do. We have all the animals, we have the cooking and sewing and the crafts and the photography. There's actually a song that got made up to help remember uh, cooking, preserving, gift wrap, photography. I don't even know. It just keeps going. Uh, so we have all these projects, and anyway, um, yeah, doing things in big batches. When I cook, a lot of times I make batches. Sometimes I'll make an extra casserole or something, put it in the freezer. Uh, Doing things in batches is really helpful. But uh, yeah, I just thought I would share that. Sometime, one of the other things I must acknowledge that we are very blessed to have good health. Good health is great for getting more things done. Kids should have chores. The kids have chores. But I just wanted to share that. Like in the summertime, I'm going to be honest, I'm not recording videos. These are pre-recorded. And that allows me to spend time with my family. I think one of the things that I just keep hearing more and more stories that families are struggling and marriages are struggling, especially as people with kids at home. I don't know what it's like when the kids leave. I'm not there, and I don't talk to a lot of people in detail about how that stage of life, what that looks like. I know it brings its own challenges, but I just keep hearing more and more about families and marriages struggling with kids at home. And one of the things I know men have got their own, men have got their things. They're trying to conquer the world and do all the work, not paying attention. I need help, and all these things. One of the things that I think is attacking women brains is that we have to do all the things. We need to conquer the world. We need to work full time, take care of the kids, uh, be in the PTO and run the thing at church and do the thing and that other thing and be the top salesperson, reach my goals and whatever, all these things. And I think we must prioritize. We must prioritize if we have to choose the things that matter in life and put our time into those. So anyway, that's kind of where this whole, I guess, today's talk started was how I try to choose to spend my time so that, like this time of year, I can be spending it with family, helping Farmer Matt run to the field or take him lunch or whatever when he's who knows where in the field doing who knows what. Summertime is usually detasseling. We have seed corn. He is in charge of for the seed corn company we work for, we work with. He does a lot of the detasseling on a lot of the farms that are out there. So I know when I talked about detasseling, a lot of you are like, I have no idea what that is, and that's okay. And a lot of you are like, oh my gosh, when I was a kid, I detasseled corn, or my neighbors did, and then I hear all these amazing stories about detasseling corn. Fun. I never detasseled corn as a kid, but I picked sweet corn in the summer for my brother. He raised 13 acres of sweet corn, and we picked it all by hand in the mud and in storms and downpours where we could like not even walk through the field because our clothes are so wet and our shoes have so much mud up. Anyway, okay. I want to hear your detasseling stories. And I would love, I don't say this very often, but when I talk about these things, I would love for you to chime in. You share what you have to share related to whatever I'm talking about that day. You share in the comments. I hear from so many of you that appreciate what I have to say and what I want this to be a conversation because you all, if you chime in and you share part of your story or you kind of piggyback on whatever I say and add in something else that might help somebody today, I'd love for this to be a conversation in the comments. So thanks for being here. I appreciate you. I hope you'll be back again next time when I'll be here helping you be handmade with love.